Hey guys, it's Jordan Rudolph, and we are on week 6 of our golf workshop program. And again, if you missed last week's, it's here on YouTube. Look back for it. But I will honor back every week that we're not in the gym at the end of this, right? So we're actually going to be cutting into the golf season, which is super important now because all the golf courses closed. And we need to continue with our rotation. We are granted a longer off season this year, so hopefully we get a longer season all the way through, right? Now that we can get out and golf in March this year, and obviously we can't get out anymore. So the big thing is that go through your ramp and go through the stuff that we did last week, that same ramp and those same exercises that we used to show you to like warm up with the prisoner stuff and the T-spine rotation. All those rotational things are very valuable. If you want to do something that loosens up that low back a little bit, if you're having any type of low back stuff, what you can do is you can go down on the floor and you can put like a pillow in between your knees, and then what you can do is very slowly have your arms get pressed in the floor. Then you can just kind of rotate back and forth, and you're just trying to loosen up a little bit of those tissues as you squeeze that pillow, and that squeezing of the pillow is going to kind of help keep you engaged. Make sure that you're not arching your back, so keep that belt buckle into the belly button as you do this as well. We want to rotate through the hips and kind of loosen up that low back. The other warm-up exercise that I want to show is called a T-hip opener. So if you have a chair, something like that, this is kind of the one that you do at the end of your workout, and it's if you've mastered balance, okay? Get balance done first. Get stork turns done first, okay? If you're ready for this progression, what you're going to do is go into your single leg balance, and you're going to kick a leg back. So you're going to kick this leg back. I'm working this leg on the floor, and then we're going to grab a chair, and then when you grab that chair, you're going to stabilize your upper body, and I want you to think you're stork turning with your lower body. So I'm going to pull this pocket into my other pocket. I'm going to pull this pocket behind me up towards my ceiling, and then I'm going to show you from the side too. And that chair will help you stabilize. You can also use like a wall. So I'll show you the other side here really quick. So I'm going to open up and come back down. So sometimes these are called airplanes, and I'm keeping my core tight here. I'm squeezing that in, rotating all that out. So I'm getting that huge opening up of the hip here. Really, really good exercise to kind of get the hips level, get a lot of activation there. It's aggressive, so if you feel pain, don't do it. Go back to that single leg balance stuff. All right, so for your core stuff this week, we wanted to introduce you to a lot of rotational stuff with the core. Obviously, I don't want to do that with you right now without being able to see you. So I want you to go into a shoulder tap. This is your first new core exercise. You're going to press all the way up away from the floor. All the way up away from the floor is key. As I'm pulling my shoulder blades back, digging my feet into the floor, grabbing the floor with my hands, slowly. Tap. Hold for a couple seconds, and come back down. Tap. Hold for a couple seconds, and come back down as I continue to press into that floor. I don't want to sink down into here, guys. I want to stay pressed. I want to stay nice and high away from the floor, and I don't want my body to rotate. I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. That's what we're resisting. That's through the shoulder tap. Do 6 on each side. When you're resting from the shoulder tap, you're going to flip over to your back, and you're going to do a full extension dead bug. So you're going to start here, keep that core nice and tight. Arms and legs both move. Watch how slow I go. And back in. Okay? Keeping my low back on the floor. Harder than it looks. Shaking a little bit. But a big time core exercise here. I'm putting this in a workout for our people this week at the gym. They're going to love it. Those are your core exercises. 2 rounds, 6 of each of the shoulder taps. Go 10 on those dead bugs. If you start expanding and extending your arms and legs there, and your low back comes off the floor, come back a little bit. That's your end range right now. Work on your core strength as you go through. Now, your other thing that you can do is kind of like your power is a single arm carry. If you've got anything like a duffel bag, book bag at home, or if you've got a dumbbell or kettlebell, what I just want you to do is create a space. 5-10 yards is all you need. You're going to hold that in your arm. You're going to squeeze that grip, pull that shoulder back, brace your core. The opposite side goes into a side plank. And all I want you doing is walking back and forth, keeping that bell nice and sturdy. Don't let it flail all over. This is my side working. If you want to make it harder, you can march. You don't have to, okay? You can also walk in line. You can also walk reverse. I want 30 seconds on this side, 30 seconds then on this side. Again, firm grip, nice and tall. Think about perfect posture, staying long through the body, doing your thing, okay? The other thing you can add to there is if you have some other light weight, like a 5 to maybe 15-pound weight. This is a 20-pound kettlebell. This is too heavy, but I'm going to show you what a chop is. And basically, I'm just going to reach over my shoulder here, down to my pocket, up and down. And we're just going to go through this pattern, and I'm pivoting off my feet. Watch my hips move, guys. It's like the golf swing. Okay, this is my finish. This is my follow through. Okay, I'm a right-handed swinger. Okay, it's my downswing. This is my backswing. Now, obviously, we won't do a backswing like that, but I'm still thinking about finishing my golf swing into that same position so I get pivoting feet. Slow and in control, which is why I say lightweight. Don't let that heavier weight control you. All right, so that's your power stuff, okay? So you had core, you had power. And that's assuming that you worked on your drop to base last week. For your strength, we've got a sprinter stance hinge. You've got a pause push-up. You've got a shoulder elevated bridge. And we've got an L iso. So your sprinter stance hinge, it's like a deadlift. It's like a good morning. It's the stuff we've been working on. The sprinter stance. If I took my feet and I drew a line behind my right heel out over towards my left. So if I drew a line of chalk out to my heel, I want my foot to go on that line. I am now in a sprinter stance. The further back I go, the harder this is. Okay, so start close. I've got 70% of weight on my right leg, on my hip. I'm going to hinge. All I'm doing is going to touch the ground, and I'm going to drive and grip the floor with that foot and pop back up and reach. Hinge, reach. Hinge, reach. Obviously, if you have a weight of some sort, you can do it at home. If I switch legs on you and show you what it looks like from up here, make sure that your hip's not kicking out this way. Remember, electric fence on either side of you. Hinge, tap, reach. Hinge, tap, reach. You can alternate arms. You can do both. You get 10 on each side. All right? Your pause push-ups, you've got 10 of them. Remember, if push-ups on the floor are too much right now, I don't want you hurting your shoulders in this. I want you to use a table, use a chair. I want you to go down as low as you're comfortable with. Try to get there. I want you to make sure that you get to full range of motion. So go as high as you're comfortable with on your surface. Otherwise, you're going to go down, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, up. Down, 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Press all the way up. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, up. All right, so you're pausing at the bottom. Shoulder elevated bridge. Get a couch, get a chair, get a stool, get a bench, something like that. Goes up to your bridge. Now, before I go, I'm going to pull my rib cage down. I'm going to pull my belt buckle into my belly button. Hands can go behind the head if you want to. And I'm going to bridge. Drive through. Keep that strong core all the way through here. We don't want to see you arch like this. Okay? So keep it connected. Keep that core connected, especially as you go down and back up. If your head hurts, neck hurts, you might need to stretch that out a little bit. Drop the height that you're elevated on. Okay? Drop that down or put a pillow underneath your butt to give you elevation that way. The last thing is an L iso, all right? That same chair that we were using for that T-hip opener, that airplane in the beginning of this. Plant on it. I'm going to hinge, so I'm kicking back. Okay, kicking back. The big thing here is I'm going to keep my feet square, or my hips square. So I might turn my front foot in a little bit, and with my back leg, the one that kicks back, I want you to think that you're turning that toe in to your body. All right, that's going to keep me square. And then if I need that chair here, here it is. I'm going to start the timer. And I'm going to hold here for 30 seconds as low as I'm comfortable with. I should feel my glutes working, my butt working, my hamstring working. Boom. 30 seconds. Do the same thing on the other side. Nice, strong, stable foot. Again, I can use that chair 30 seconds. A little breather, then you're back into it. So you got 10 on each hip in your sprinter stance hip hinge. You get 10 push-ups with a 2-second pause. You get 10 shoulder elevated hip bridges. For those of you that have done that with me before, you can go 5 on each leg on your shoulder elevated hip bridges, but you got a 5-second iso at the top. Okay? Then you got your 30-second L iso that you just did right there. You're going to go through that for 2 or 3 rounds. That's your goal this week. That's what I want you to start adding into your program. Okay? You can mix it up with last week. Make sure that rotation stuff is getting there. Everything that we were working on with the stork turns and the prisoner rotations, all of that stuff. The rolling, everything needs to start happening now, guys, so that when our season starts, we're ready to roll. It will start. We will have golf, okay? Thank you all so much. We'll see you next week. I'll be on the lookout for that video. If you guys have any questions at all, send them my way. I'm here to help. I'll send you more videos. Thanks, guys.